Hello and welcome to this week's live streaming live chat, where I try very hard to answer your questions. I can't answer all of the questions. Sometimes I need to refer you on to somebody else. I don't know all of the things. Shocking, I'm sure. Few people jumped in before the stream. We've got Michael Sahovsky, greetings from the land up and over. We have Jerry Papandrea, who is here pre a notification. Well done, Jerry. It's like, I feel like I stream at exactly the same time every week and you just know it. Wow. We also have legal minded friends from Karen Cole from England. Great to see you. Great to see you. And Home Rapid Repair. Hello, guys and gals. It's great to see you, Home Rapid Repair. This week, I don't have a theme, mainly because my brain has been stuck on one single topic, which is I'm going on holidays. So it's very hard for me to find a theme, but I'm going on hollybobs. So this is, I'll be streaming today and then I'm packing my bag and then I'm off for a week, which I'm very excited about. It's my first holiday in 4 years. So very, oh yeah, thank you. AKA vacation. Doug's out here translating my Australian English to standard US English. So yes, and good morning, Doug. Good morning. How are you going? So if you've got a question about live streaming, about YouTube, pop it in. But one of the things I did want to touch on today is the new rules that Facebook have putting into place, which you may or may not have already noticed appearing, which is they are now adding restrictions to live streaming on pages. So not just groups, where we had the things with the groups changing, how, you know, that they no longer allow third-party API, which means that you have to use a stream key. You've got to go sort of like a bit of a roundabout option, which means the amazing tools like Ecamm, StreamYard, Restream, all of those guys, where you can put it out, and then, you know, like we getting right here now, like good morning, Andrew, great to see you. Oh, is the music a bit loud? Sorry. Thank you, Andrew. I appreciate you letting me know that. I don't have headphones on, so I tested it beforehand, but the monitoring isn't always the best when the track changes. Yeah, so a while back they changed it so that we couldn't bring comments on screen. And so, or when I type a comment in here, it could go out, but nothing. It's a one-way street now. Going into Facebook, it's a one-way street. And so, or going into Facebook groups, I should say, one-way street. So you can put things out, but the messages don't come back. So you do need to come back and you do need to have your Facebook screens open. Now, I highly recommend that when you're streaming, if at all possible, to actually have the platform's window open as well. Like right now, I do have my YouTube Studio live stream managing window open. And it's so that I can keep a little eye on the chat, see if I'm getting any messages from YouTube, things like that, so I can see what's happening. And so now Facebook have made it so you have no choice. You need to have that open, otherwise you can't see the comments. So you have to do this. Now, I do know that, and Brandon Smith is here on Twitter. So hello, Brandon, AKA Brandon's Recovery TV. Great to see you. Thanks for jumping in. Oh, that's better? Oh, thank you, Andrew. I appreciate you letting me know. And I 100% agree with this statement. Facebook are regressing when it comes to live streaming. I 100% agree with this. Brandon, yes, I am live on YouTube. Right now I'm live on YouTube, LinkedIn and Twitter. So if you have a preferred platform, you can switch around. But I think the majority of the chat is in the YouTube chat right now. So they are regressing. They're definitely regressing when it comes to live streaming. They're pulling back access. They're not sharing more and they're not giving more access. They're pulling back access. They're taking away tools. They're saying that they're like the latest thing that they're bringing out, where you have to have a certain number of followers on your page before you can live stream to a page. What they're saying is that we're just coming into line with other platforms. But the reality is other platforms allow third-party API, which then means you don't actually have to have all those extra hoops jumped through because you're coming in with the third-party software. So it's just one of those things where I believe it's regressing. Let me know in the chat. Do you think Facebook live streaming is regressing, or do you think that they're catching up to everybody else, which is the verbiage that they're using? They're coming into line with all the others, which I actually don't agree with. Home Rapid Repair says you were live on Twitter first. YouTube has a longer latency. Yes, it does. Yeah, absolutely it does. I do notice that on Nick's streams as well, the stream will start over on Twitter first. I mean, I just hit go live and it sends it all out. So the different platforms have different latencies. How's everything down under? Look, one thing I'll say right now is it's cold. I'm a bit cold today. I've got my little blankie on. I'm toasty in my blankie. Okay. So it is dry and sunny, but cold. John Pullum. It's so good to see you in the chat. I haven't seen you in a long time. Brandon's Recovery saying, I haven't streamed on Facebook in years. Brandon, could you let us know why that is? Why you haven't streamed on Facebook in years? I personally haven't streamed on Facebook in years because I used to do the occasional yarn giveaway or like little competitions or like little quizzes and things. And the comments, when the Facebook comments were not the same for everybody. So who I thought was first, other people didn't see was first and things like that. So it became, it became one of these things where it was just no longer tenable for me to be able to, comment. Like I like to reply to comments in order. And the order was different. Whereas at least on YouTube, you can click live chat or top chat. If you choose top chat, it's random. Like YouTube gets to decide what you want to see. Whereas if you choose live chat, it's actually in the order of the comments as they appear. Let's have a look. The chat is moving. It's great to see everybody here. Livestreaming Consultants is here. It's great to see you. Hello. Brandon has made it to the YouTube chat. Excellent. Great to see you here, Brandon. Let me just have a look. Legal Moment with Karen says, I've never watched a Facebook Live. Oh, there you go. Well, they do exist. But I believe they're going to become the way of the dodo. I think a lot of businesses and a lot of, I say a lot of businesses that have options will be moving, I would say. Those that don't have options will just have to suck it up and understand that they built their business on somebody else's land, and those people have brought in some rules. And this is one of the things, we live stream to other people's property. Like, so we live streaming to YouTube, to LinkedIn, to Twitter right now. Live streaming to all these things, I have to follow their rules. It is their platform, I have to follow their rules. Sometimes they change the rules. You have to change with them. You don't get to just scream and wave. Well, I mean, you can scream and wave your fist, but it's yelling at clouds. Nothing's going to happen. Good morning, Leanne's Craft Room. Great to see you here. Meta is bit by bit making both Facebook and Instagram a tricky pay-to-play platform. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. It's interesting because like they're like, oh, you don't need to pay. You don't have to pay. But if you don't pay, it's like you're definitely at the bottom of the pile. Definitely. Good morning to Amazing Yacht Destinations. Great to see you here. Thanks so much for jumping in. Let's have a look. John Pullum says, I can't wait to meet you in person at Vid Summit this year. John, I'm not going. I'm not going to be there this year. I'm really sorry. But Doug will be there, so you can go and say hi to Doug. So, yeah. Tech for Your Needs is here. Hello, folks. Hey, Tech for Your Needs. That's exactly right. Now that Doug is away. But Doug says the BRB and then just sits there and stares at the screen ready with the hammer for exactly this reason. It's very funny. It's very funny. Let's have a look. Oh, thanks, Michael Sahovsky. Appreciate that. And Brandon. Don't know if they're for me, but I'm taking them. Yeah, good call. Good call, Home Rapid Repair. Doug is flawless. Nothing to talk about. Yeah, John, I'm the same. I'm the same. I have very many feelings about this topic. There's nothing I can do. So it's just one of those things. Lots and lots. Yeah, no bad talk about Doug. Yeah. And yeah, Home Rapid Repair is going to be there. It's going to be his first. So that'll be so much fun. You're going to love that. You're absolutely going to love it. You're going to love it. StreamYard is in the chat. Live streaming is important. 100% agree that live streaming is important, and having access to being able to live stream is so important. It really is. So if you are in the chat, if you are here live, do you have any questions about live streaming or the options that we haven't looked at? I'm so sorry, StreamYard. I switch between a few because we teach live streaming to lots of different people on different platforms. So today is Ecamm. I'm so sorry. But, you know, it'll be StreamYard next time. So, yeah. Oops. I love live streaming. Oh, look, I love live. Yeah, totally busted. Yeah, definitely busted. Love live streaming. I love live streaming so much. I definitely do. I think it's a really amazing way to communicate and connect with people. I'm in Australia. I'm in a totally different country to a lot of you. And I think that, you know, 10 years ago, this would not have been as easy. Well, I know for a fact 10 years ago it wasn't as easy because I was learning how to do it. And I was like digging through OBS trying to work out how to navigate live streaming with Australian internet. And that was not fun. Absolutely not fun. So, you know, it's definitely a way to sorry, I just read this. Good afternoon, StreamYard. We will flog Chantelle later to get her back onto StreamYard. Oh dear. Yeah, I did. I was just like, whoops. Yeah. It's totally busted. I mean, I wasn't expecting StreamYard in the stream. So I do alternate between StreamYard and Ecamm mostly, and I do dabble in other streaming softwares to see what they have to offer. I think it's important that someone's out there checking. Maybe this wasn't the stream to share out. Look, thank you for sharing it, Andrew. I appreciate it. No, it's all good. Look, this is the thing, right? Different streaming softwares have different strengths and different weaknesses. And understanding the differences and understanding why different people use different ones can help, especially the streaming softwares, work out what people's actual real priorities are. So, like for me, one of the big things I'm not the biggest fan of with StreamYard, which I will share right now, is that it compresses the stream. This is a 1080p stream. If you look at my StreamYard 1080p streams, it looks like I've got a big beauty filter on, and that's cool. That's cool. I could handle some blemish things going on, but it compresses the stream to the point where it does change the visual quality, and that does bother me. I'm one of these people that I don't use beauty filters on anything unless it's like really, really blatant, like stupid, like I've got unicorn ears or something. And this is one of those things. I don't use them because when I meet people in real life, I don't want to have to explain why I'm actually, you know, look like this when they used to, you know, whatever this is. So I like the sharpness of an actual 1080p stream. So there's that. But I also love the fact that I don't have a big glaring white screen at me because StreamYard does not have dark mode. So I wear glasses and it reflects in my glasses, and I've got my screens tilted. I've got my screens on articulated arms, and I have to tilt them back. I have to change my whole setup so that it doesn't glare into my unicorn ears. I don't know where I was going with that. I meant a horn. But yeah, so no dark mode is an issue for me as well. So because I have glasses especially. But I love StreamYard. I have Pro Plan. I think it's wonderful. I love the ease of use. The other thing that I don't like about StreamYard is and this is like, I'm being super picky because there really are only the 3 things I don't like, and that is no overlays. So if somebody goes and your destination has just bought me a coffee for me to start the week off in the right way with your positive attitude, I can't have this on StreamYard. I cannot have my overlays pop in. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Amazing Yacht Destinations, for that coffee. I really appreciate it. So I'm just gonna...
Yes, it's coffee time. Coffee. Cappuccino. Java. Yes!
And so I can't have those sorts of overlays, and I can't build the scenes out the way I do on Ecamm. So, but in saying that, it's the next level. It is something that I like to be able to do, but it may not be fit in with the ease of use. But if I'll tell you right now, if I have a guest, I'm using StreamYard 100%. I'm like, StreamYard, I don't even think about it. It's not even an issue. I have a guest, I'm going with StreamYard. Because the guesting feature on StreamYard, I think, is second to none. I really think it is a top-notch guesting feature. I love the giveaway tool. I love that it's integrated. I think the giveaway tool would be better if you could just choose it rather than have to screen share it. But other than that, love it. I think it's wonderful. And the ease of use. And it is the software I recommend for new streamers. So unless they're gamers, it is the software I recommend for new streamers. So you have to pay more for 1080p on StreamYard. Yes, you do. Yeah. There's a 720 plan, the basic plan, and then the 1080p plan is Pro plan, which is why I went with Pro plan. Like, dude, say that with a stutter and you haven't finished your cuppa. Pro plan. Doug says StreamYard is the ease of use 100%. Absolutely. Absolutely. I love the ease of use. And just being able to so quickly and easily set up, you know, your different colors for different shows, being able to just have everything really specific for your different shows. I love that. I love it. It's so simple. It's so simple. Yeah, that's right. May not be everyone's cup of tea. And this is exactly why we have options. We have options because everyone has different needs and different expectations. And understanding that it's not one size fits all. So like if you're a gamer, I'm recommending OBS. Like, I'm sorry, but if you like, OBS has got way better screen capture. Like there's options for every different type of streamer. But if you're guesting, StreamYard every time. 19 watching and 6 likes. Don't forget to leave a like. I've got 13 likes on this end that I can see. So let me know in the chat, what kind of streams do you do? Like, what kind of, are you gamer? Do you have guests? Do you want to have music playing in the background? Like, what is it that you want to be able to do? What? I don't understand. I don't understand what it is. In the USA, some high schools have all-night parties after graduation. I have 2 hypnosis shows at 2 schools tonight at 1 a.m. and 3:30 a.m. I'm going to take a nap. Yeah, highly recommend naps. That's how I make it through Saturday live stream night, because Doug's stream starts at like nearly 10 p.m. my time, and then it just goes from there until like 4:30. Andrew, I missed your stream. I was like half an hour. I was looking, going, okay, it's only 30 minutes to go. And then, and I didn't make it. I'm so sorry. Public holiday for the WA and I'm still up. Yeah. Are you one of those people that it just doesn't matter and you're awake? Me, it's 7 a.m. every day. Doesn't matter if I need to be awake or not. Some schools do grad nights at Disneyland. Oh, that sounds fun. No gaming streams for live stream consultants? Yeah. Look, I honestly believe there is different thing. Like, you guys know I have a knitting channel. I have a yarn. Well, it's not just knitting, but it's a yarn crafting channel. And I say the same thing over there when people are like, what is the best knitting needles? And I'm like, there is no best. There's what's best for you and your style and what you do. It's exactly the same with live streaming. It's what's best for you. What is going to make it simple and easy and give you the look of the stream that you want, then go with that. You don't need anything more or less than that. So, you know, that, and I love that there's so many options. I really do. Tech for Your Needs says, Doug's stream is too early for me at 8 a.m. 8 a.m. Like, you don't even have to put makeup on. You can just sit there and drink your coffee. Just, yeah. Legal Minor McCarran says, I'm still too nervous for live streaming. I can't remember all the things to remember live streaming with a guest on StreamYard. Look, I think of it this way, and I don't know if this will work for you, but this is what works for me. I go in with the mindset of it's like a video, except for today, because today is a different day. But I usually try to go in with the mindset of a video, and I will have I'll have notes. There's no notes today, as you can see. It's a blank page. I'll have notes of topics and points I want to hit. If I'm interviewing somebody, I will have the entire questions written out so that I word it exactly how I want to word it. And so you can just plan it a little like a normal video. Now, live streams can take on a life of their own if you let them. And I let them. I love the life of their own that they take on. I like to communicate with the chat. Now, not everybody does. Not everybody likes to communicate with the chat. So making sure that you make that decision going in. And if you don't want to communicate with the chat, there are ways to block it off so that it's not distracting while you get through certain bits. Now, I will say this one thing. If you are live streaming, you need to communicate with the chat at least in certain points of the live stream. And you need to communicate it up front and in the middle and at the end of what's going on. So when people jump in and they realize like, hey, hang on a second, she's not even answering anyone's questions. You can just be like, hey, we're just going through this to start with, but we're taking questions at the end, you know, write them down, keep them fresh in mind, things like that. So communicate with your chat in that way. Otherwise, it's kind of like, what's the point? Why was it live? If you're not going to communicate with your chat, why are you doing it live? So let's have a look here. Brandon says, great stream. Chantelle, keep it up. Thank you, Brandon. I appreciate you saying that. Doug's stream starts for like 4:30 for Andrew. Ew, ouch. That's not awesome. That's not, blame Nick. Yeah, we all blame Nick for a lot. Poor Nick. Poor Nick. Amazing Yacht Destinations has more talking head streams is the plan, but need to grow the audience first. Feel awkward streaming only to myself. Oh, look, you know, I understand that, but there is a big advantage to streaming only to yourself. And that is practicing so that when the audience does come, you are comfortable with the technology. You are comfortable with carrying a conversation. Sometimes, like, I'm one of these people, and you may not be like this, but I'm one of these people that I much prefer to slowly build things up publicly so that people come on the journey with me. They see the growth, they see the change, they see where we started and where we're at. And it's a whole growth process. And I like to do things that way. You may not like to do things that way. So it's, again, different strokes for different folks. Yeah, Nick's fault. Yep. Us Plus Dads, great to see you. Thank you for jumping in. I like live streams, but live streams don't like me. Hashtag tech problems. And that is the truth. That is absolutely the truth. Oh, Larry from Home Rapid Repair. Chantelle is answering all the live streaming questions. Thank you so much for the 5 coffees. I certainly love coffee. Yes. And we'll just press the coffee button. Did it work? It did not
Coffee
work.
time. Coffee, 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 coffee. Cappuccino. Java. Yes.
Absolutely. But yeah, tech problems happen. Like Doug and I went to stream a couple of weeks ago and we had audio problems and it took us 15 minutes to start streaming because we were like trying to solve some issues and we ended up having to do all sorts of stuff to get it to work. It happens, and that's one of the fun things of live streamings is even like pro streamers who've been streaming for forever have tech issues. Nick has tech issues. Dee has tech issues. Like, how many times have Nick and Dee accidentally muted themselves? Like, it's just one of these things. It's part of live, and that's what makes it fun. I think that's what makes it fun. Doug's popped in queue for questions. Absolutely. If you've got a question, then, you know, drop it in the chat and we'll see if I can answer it. If not, we will talk about it and try and solve it elsewhere. Yeah, we've got to stop nitpicking. Nitpicking, yeah. Tech for your needs. I need my beauty sleep. I'll be part of the replay crew. Sorry, Doug. Don't be mad. No, absolutely. Replay gang is life. The number of live streams I can't watch just because of like the time, and sometimes replay is what you get. Replay is what you get. And I try to make it so that the replay is still good. And I also have the podcasting. So if you just want to listen to it, hopefully listening to it is still good. It seems to work. It seems to get multiple views. So we need max headroom. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's right, Doug. Remembering max headroom shows our age, for sure. What time is it for you? For me right now, it is about 9:20 a.m. on Monday morning. Oh, there's Doug Love. Doug, I get it. I just miss hearing you outside of your videos. Oh. Andrew says, how is the video going? Script is written, Andrew. Script is written, ready to go. But I am away for a week now. So once I get back, I'll be all refreshed and I'll come in and I will record it and we'll see how it goes after that. YouTube gets 30% for super chats. What about channel memberships? Yeah, they get a chunk of the channel memberships. Is it 30% for the channel memberships? I think it is. I think it is absolutely 30%. I think it is 30% for channel memberships as well. Doug, can you confirm that? I'm just checking, but I do think it is. I'm just, they take their slice of pie for everything. Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, that's what I thought. I will say this one thing. I love channel memberships, YouTube channel memberships. I have them on my other channel. I think they're great. YouTube does take its 30%. So and it's one of these things where you're getting 70% more than what you would have gotten if you didn't have it. And that's how I think about it. It's like making it possible, but you do have alternatives, just like live streaming software, there's alternatives. Here we have Buy Me a Coffee. So if you want to go and check out my Buy Me a Coffee, when you click that link, it's in the description as well, but I've just popped up the QR code. When you click the link for Buy Me a Coffee, you've got the options of just buying a singular coffee, super chat, or you can go in and join a membership level, same sort of deal. The Buy Me a Coffee take a much smaller percentage. So, you know, it's definitely an option if you want to go that way. The downsides are it's not integrated. And having all your memberships on YouTube means that your channel members, their handle is green. Everybody knows they're a channel member. You get to make them little icons so that they feel special in the chat. I've got channel members here that you don't know are channel members until I bring up the next screen because there's no way to integrate it. So actually, Andrew's just popped in a really great point. Here we go. They do take 30%. However, they also take 100% of the hosting cost of the videos. They give us the ads and a platform. So I don't love it, but I do get it. Absolutely. So this is why that's a good point. Let me just grab the link. Hang on a second. I don't know if that'll work, but there we go. I'm going to pin it all the same because that was something I mean to do, but I forget to do. There you go. But yeah, BMAC is a great option. And that's why it's a great option, because not everybody wants to give the Google machine money. And I kind of get it. I don't know why you're on YouTube if you feel that way in all honesty. So, you know, it's one of these things, but I think there are advantages to, even though they take the 30%, there are definitely advantages to still using memberships. And when I become, when I hit the fan funding level, which I will say, after the live stream a couple of weeks ago, we've hit the first 1,000 hours of views, which is fantastic. So we're a third of the way there. And I think we only, what do we need? Like another 70 subscribers. So by the time we get the other 2/3 of views, we should have 70 subscribers, I would assume. I mean, that's a big assumption, right? I'm hoping. So if you're not subscribed and you're enjoying this live stream, please make sure you hit the subscribe button. Just throw that in there. But yeah, it's one of these things, and yeah, they take a cut. But you know, if they don't take a cut, and then we build our businesses on it, and then they crash and burn because they didn't have enough money to pay for all their hosting and all their equipment and keeping it maintained and making it so people around the world can upload thousands and thousands of hours of video every minute, then whose fault is it, really? One of my videos got more than 64,000 and YouTube raised the pay per 1,000 views. So your CPM went up. That's fantastic. I guess Google isn't breaking out YouTube's profit. I believe Roberto Blake is thinking it may not be a profit center due to the high costs of hosting. I'm not sure. I would say that like they've got a huge number of staff. They've got a huge amount for hosting, technology development. I don't know. I don't know. And Brandon, thank you. I appreciate that. So it's I think you make your platform do what you need it to do for you within the limits of what it can do. So right now I don't have the option for YouTube memberships. So I don't have the option for it. So I only can use external. So I could only use Buy Me a Coffee or Patreon or Ko-Fi or some of those others. I went with Buy Me a Coffee purely because I had friends who were using it and were happy with it. It's not that I don't like the others. I actually have Patreon for my other channel. It's fine. And that's why, excuse me, sorry. You know, so sometimes it just comes down to there's no real reason, just that it is. Oh, there we go. YouTube is profitable, but I thought it was. I thought I read somewhere that it was, but it took a long time getting there. I understand that. I understand why they have the monetization at 500 for partial, but I still think it's high considering. I think, like, for me, it's more, I think it's more the watch hours. Like, the 500 subs, like, yeah, it is on the high side. But if you don't have the subscribers, who's going to pay for the super chats and memberships anyway? Do you know what I mean? I just think the 3,000 hours, like, if they halved the subscribers, why didn't they halve the watch hours? Anyway, what do you think it's going to take to appeal to more people to follow you? Honestly, it's videos. I need to be uploading videos. Not everybody likes a live stream, which is kind of hilarious considering this channel's about live streaming, but I'm not doing what I need to do to create an audience. So what happens is, and I try to think of it this way, and this is how I share it with you. Videos on demand, VOD videos, create an audience. Oh, Doug Hewson, appreciate your support and sharing weekly live streaming strategies with the community. Thank you so much for the coffee.
Yes, it's coffee time. Coffee, 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 coffee. Cappuccino. Java. Yes!
Thank you so much, Doug, and to everybody else who has bought me a coffee today, and in the past as well. I'll bring this one back up. So VODs bring in the audience. So just the viewer, the people who just watch. The live streams build a community. You guys are recognizing each other's names because you come back week on week and you see each other in other live stream communities of YouTube educators as well. It is a little tight-knit community. And we're creating our own little corner of it over here. And so the VODs build the audience. So if you want more subscribers, you need to be making more video on demand of content that your people want to be watching. So I know the videos I need to be making. I just need to make them. My issue is that I actually don't like my face on videos. I don't know what it is. For live streamings, I have no issues. But when it comes to videos, it's a whole other thing. It takes a lot for me to make a video. And so when I agree to a video, I really have to think about it. Like, yes, I really will make this video. This video will happen. So yeah, it's one of those things. It's one of those things. YouTube have a global community, approximately 440,000 terabytes daily. Holy hard drive, Batman. Yeah, luckily they don't use hard drives. Like, well, at least not 1 terabyte hard drives anyway. Yeah, it was frustrating when I was trying to get the hours. They go up and they go down, and you understand why that happens. Like, there's 2 reasons why they go up and down. So they go up because you're creating new content, or people are going in and finding your previous content, excuse me, and watching the content. So the views go up. The reason they go down is for usually two reasons. One is when you're looking at the view rates for the watch time for becoming monetized, they're only counting the last 365 days. So a day drops off here and a day adds on there, and it chunks over. So it doesn't count that day, but it counts this day. So it does this. And so it definitely adds, like, it goes up. And as time progresses and as you get better and better, your newer stuff tends to get more views. So it starts to move faster. So the level goes up higher, faster. The other reason why views go down is YouTube go in and double check that there are valid views. So they're not coming from like creepy watch farms or channels that are being deleted because of all sorts of bad things. So it's definitely one of those options. Like there's usually one of those two. Or if you delete a video, or make a video private, you lose all those watch hours as well. What is the best to get subscribers for you? Shorts, VODs, or live streams? I would say on my channel so far, from the history that I can see, it's the VODs that get the subscribers, other than the occasional, someone bought me a coffee. Thank you, whoever that someone was. I appreciate you buying me a coffee. So for me, other than a couple of standout live streams, so the interview live streams that I was doing originally, which those watch hours is dropping away now. Oh, that was Brendan's Recovery. Thank you, Brendan's Recovery. I'll give you the coffee song.
Coffee time. Coffee, 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 coffee. Cappuccino. Java. Yes.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Now it's going, like, what works for me may not be what works for you. You need to go in and look. You can look at your subscribers and see what they're subscribing from, whether they're coming from shorts or from long form or from live streams. You can check all of that. For me, they mostly come from the long form, which is kind of hilarious because of how little long form I actually put out. So, yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. What do you think about live streamers opening their mouths in the thumbnail? Was that a suggestion in the algorithm to get people to follow them? I find it awful personally as an expression. Look, the mouth open thing, like, it's just, it was, I think it was originally like surprise mouth, and it's kind of grown from there. I actually don't care personally. I like, it's going to sound really harsh. Are you ready? I don't care what other people are doing in their live streams, what other people are doing in their thumbnails. If the thumbnail intrigues me enough to get the click, the mouth open, mouth closed, that's not even a consideration. My brain doesn't choose based on that. It chooses based on other factors. And sometimes I don't know what those other factors are, but I can tell you right now, it's not the mouth open, mouth closed thing. But yeah, it's definitely, you need to work out what's working for you. I don't do it so much. But part of the reason is I use the same photo over and over again, because you know how I don't like doing videos? I don't like taking photos for the same reason. I'm the person who usually takes the photo. I don't like being in the photo. So when I get a photo that's like, oh, that's not terrible, I'll just use that one to death for a while. I'll change it up every, 6 months. Get used to that photo is what I'm saying, because that's what I'm going to use. And what I want to say is that's me. That's me. That's not you. You may be totally fine and happy to change photo for every thumbnail. And if you can, do it. It makes it fresh. It makes it like when they're looking, they can see that you take the photos to match the thumbnail. Do that. Don't do what I'm doing. I do what I'm doing just so my brain can cope with being on this platform. That's how I do it. But what I do, obviously, it doesn't always work. So you need to test it and trial it and see what works for you and your channel. You may be surprised. And what Andrew says here, this is right. When the shocked open mouth stops working for the click-through, people will stop using, but a lot of people still like it. That's right. So that's your click-through rate. So people are seeing it and clicking it. It's driving the click. So until it stops driving the click, people are going to keep doing it. Yeah, brown eyed girls, and that is like, we're all allowed to have our own opinions. Absolutely. And so the mouth open thing would actually stop you from clicking. But while there's like encouraging 5,000 other clicks, they're going to continue to do it. So I'm one of these people that are like, whatever, and just move on. I don't get deep in the weeds, and I don't watch negative YouTube. I don't watch people's channels just to see the dumpster fire. I don't do any of that. I focus on positive stuff, and I focus on what I would love to learn how to do for myself. So if I see something I don't like, I move on. I don't give it a second thought. Other than, unless I'm seeing someone being actually harmed by it, and then I try to, do what I can. But if it's just a style or something I don't like, I just don't watch it. It's that simple. So, and this is the thing, like, it's so easy on the internet and on social media to get caught up, and to get, stuck in, and I'm terrible for it on Facebook as well. and I have this thing that I jump into my brain now, because I'll be like, oh, and then I'll be like, whoop, stop, back. I don't have to have an opinion. I don't have to have a public opinion. I don't have to have opinion. So I just do that. And I think about that with Twitter and with other things as well. I just keep scrolling. If I'm like, oh, nope, scroll, just get past it and move on to the next thing. Oh, hang on. Here we go. Live stream, because I have a very diverse background, so I watch all kinds of content, just not on this channel, as I choose to be very deliberate to what I watch with this channel. I have a viewing channel, so I have multiple YouTube channels as well, but I also have one that I just watch from, so it doesn't matter what I watch, it's not going to affect anything else. And the only reason that I don't view from this channel is when I'm doing screen shares, I don't want some of that content. Like, if I'm doing a screen share, I don't need the fact that I'm a lawn mowing tragic viewer to come up, or that, you know, there's just koi fish swimming around. Like, I don't need that out there. I don't need that out there. Andrew says, I'm not the biggest fan of my thumbnails. I think they're very simple. However, they do what they're supposed to do. They get the clicks and they get people watching. I feel the same way about my thumbnails. They're very simple. I'm not very good at graphic design, so I utilize the tools that I've been able to learn. So for me, it's Adobe Express. I know other people like Canva, and they're very simple. I can Photoshop, and I did Photoshop my thumbnails for a long time. I just find it easier with Adobe Express now. And I find that it's clean, it's neat, it looks good, it's vibrant. I want vibrancy, so it's vibrant, and you decide what it is that you want and go from there. What do you guys think about view stats? I think it depends on why you're looking at them. If I'm researching content, if I'm looking at videos and I want to see what worked, I'll go in and look at the view stats. I try very hard, because I'm that person that gets stuck in numbers, and I find it very hard to not, excuse me, to not just obsess over them. So I do have it on my phone. Oh, do you mean the new tool? I haven't seen the new tool. I'm just talking about views in particular. Oh, okay. I haven't seen the new Mr. Beast view stats software. I know it exists. I haven't touched it, so I'll move on. If the thumbnail doesn't live up to the video, then it'll stop me from going back to that creator. Yeah, so clickbait. So there's clickbait and there's legit bait. So there's you know, making a thumbnail that is enticing and intriguing and like, oh, I need to click that. Some people are like, oh, that was clickbait. No, it wasn't. It was legit bait, because they delivered on that promise. But if they, you know, like, oh, such and such famous person, you know, kicks a dog or whatever, and then there's no video footage of any famous person or any dog, and it's just to get you into the street, that is clickbait. It's like a bait and switch, where they don't actually talk about whatever it is that they're talking about in the thumbnail. Doug's team Canva, I knew that. No, not the koi fish thumbnails. Yes, I watch videos where people go on buying trips to koi fish farms in Japan. I don't know why. YouTube served one to me a long time ago, and now I'm like, that's cool. I like that. I tried the free version of ViewStats, not enough there, but I understand the paid version has a lot more. Yeah, and I had the same thing, so I just sort of really haven't gone there. I'm not willing to spend the money just right now. So Brandon, just before I was talking about how, you know, if I'm doing a screen share of YouTube and I need to, you know, click here and click there, if my you know, suggested feed is all full of the stuff that I watch, which is why I have a view channel, it could be distracting. So I try to keep everything that I watch on this YouTube channel's login related to YouTube education. That way, when I do a screen share or something like that, there's no surprises in the background. That's all. It's me overthinking things. That's all it is. It's me overthinking things. I don't watch anything that's that's shameful or embarrassing, but I mean, I do find the whole koi fish thing a little embarrassing, I suppose. I don't know. Yeah. Oh, Doug's got a question. What random content are people in the chat willing to share that they watch? So I shared the koi fish and the lawn care, which, if you know me, that's hilarious. I don't do the lawn care. I just like to watch it. I like to actually watching some of the lawn care stuff where they do the really nice edging made me go and buy an electric whippersnipper. So I started doing some of the edging to get our edges nicer. So technically, did that work? Did the content work? Possibly. Yeah, guilty pleasure. Like, there's nothing shameful about it. It's just not relevant to my niche. That's all. It's not yarn craft related. It's not live streaming related. So yeah. You fell out of your chair. Why did you fall out of your chair? Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. That would be amazing to watch. For me right now, it's sovereign citizens getting owned in court. In Australia, there is Doug's probably a better one to describe what's going on, but there are people who are trying to say they're a sovereign citizen, so therefore they don't have to do any, like they can drive without a license, they can do all these things, but they're a sovereign citizen, so they don't need to follow those rules. And so yeah, it is just sorry, Holly. Yeah, so you need to look up the koi fish buying trips. So there's people that come from other countries who go to Japan and they go on a little tour bus. They get taken out to all the koi farms, and they get to choose. And these fish are ginormous, and they're like $20,000. But yeah, oh, that's right. Sorry, Ike, you're right. They're not driving; they're traveling. You're right. It's so true. I don't understand the content at all. Like, I don't understand why. Anyway, I'm obviously not a sovereign citizen because I don't understand. Yeah, you guys are right. Aviation is a staple for Doug. Doug loves the aviation channels. I don't know how it happened, but I think me actually talking out loud to Doug about how he watches those, now I'm being served them in shorts. And listening to the traffic control talking to the pilots, that cracks me up. Yeah, it's, oh my gosh. It is just, I don't understand. Livestream Consultants watches the sci-fi, Doctor Who, aviation related. There you go. Amazing Yacht Destination says American court cases. I'm just fascinated about jury duty and how the American courts work. Yeah, Google is always listening. Yeah, absolutely. I'll have to check that out. Yeah, it can be fun. I'm just trying to think if there's any other stuff that I liked. There's a lot of supernatural content. I like watching the cons. Like not all of them, but a lot of them allow people to record the panels. Like most panels I've ever gone to in Australia, you're not allowed to have your phone out. But in the cons in the US, they're allowed to record the panels. So it's like, I actually get to go to something. So, because I don't get to travel anywhere to do anything. So, being able to just like feel like I'm in the room and you can hear the whole audience being like hilarious. They're just hilarious. So yeah, a lot of supernatural cons and stuff like that. So yeah, and Star Trek cons. So, I'll just drink my tea quietly. I'm such a nerd. Yeah, and this is the same thing. So I try to only watch YouTube live streaming and education related content while logged into this channel. And then I have a viewing channel that I watch everything else on. So yeah, pop culture is very widely watched, movies, TV shows, etc. Yeah, absolutely. Grab a cup and get on up. Oh my gosh, that is amazing. So now one thing I wanted to do, yeah, you've Doug railed the chat. You have Doug railed. Does Doug railed work as well as derailed? I don't know. Doug has Doug railed the chat for sure. But one thing I just want to do, I want to jump in and I want to thank my regular monthly supporters. So let's jump over to our Buy Me a Coffee support screen. I made a song, but I have to pause this one. So on cold brew level, we have Livestream Consultants, and then on Espresso, we have Doug Houston and Amazing Yacht Destinations. every month these guys support by being channel members, and I really, really appreciate it every single time. And then you guys go in and buy me coffees as well. Very generous, and I very much appreciate all that you do. Thank you so, so much. And we'll start the music back up again. Feels like a raid. Why does it feel like a raid? Did we go off topic? Star Trek, yeah. Hashtag. I double dug dared the chat. Double dug dared. I think Doug Raid works better. Oh, the music, sorry. Well, you know, I made a song to play with. Well, I didn't make the song. I stole the song from Creator Mix to add to it. I wanted you to be able to hear it. Oh, rave rather than a raid. Okay, that actually does make more sense. That does make more sense. So, you know, these things, and down to some of this stuff, like, is it overproduced? Probably. Whatever. I have fun making some of these things. Part of it is I wanted to celebrate those people that support me week on week or month on month, or actually with Doug, it's like every day. Poor Doug. He's like mute notifications. Sorry, Doug. I'm not sorry, but sorry. Yeah, autocorrect is not your friend. Like, you know what? I never write Doug. I just want to say that right now. When I'm sending a message, the likelihood that I mean duck is pretty low. There's 2 other words that it changes, and yeah. But yeah, so I have fun. I enjoy creating that sort of stuff. I'm not super awesome at it. And the only way I can get super awesome at it is by doing it. And that's the thing. It's definitely one of these things that you will not get better at live streaming unless you live stream. You will not get better at making videos unless you make videos. You will not get better at communicating unless you communicate. Practicing in the dark, in the corner, can get you to a point where you're ready to go live, but it will not help you improve week on week on week unless you're actually doing it. So, I know this is hilarious coming from me, queen of never uploading videos. I understand what it's costing me. I really do. I understand what it's costing me, and it is a decision that I make. What are the decisions that you're making that can be affecting your channel? Are you making the decision to not go live? Are you making the decision to not upload anything? Are you making the decision to only make shorts? What are the decisions that you're making for your channel? I'm just going to check the chat here again. If you're finding Chantelle's content informative and entertaining, consider supporting monthly. It will help her to increase what she can do. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, I'm definitely a nerd. And I wear the badge proudly. Where I have this on air sign, I'd like one over here that says definitely a nerd. Definitely. Brandon says I do more videos than live streams. So, and that is a decision that you've made, and it could absolutely be working for you. And like, the decisions that we make may or may not be positive or negative about what we're doing. That's just a decision that you've made, and you need to accept the positive or negative results of that. There's the different word. My brain hates me. So consequences. Consequences is the word. So, you know, we definitely need to be understanding the consequences of our decisions. Let me look here. Hang on a second. Lifetime says I'm a lifetime nerd. Livestream consultant says I'm a lifetime nerd member. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I'm not sure what's happening here with Brandon. I'm not sure what's going on there, Brandon. I'm confused. But yeah, we just, you know, just remember to be respectful to the mods, is what I'll say. It's one of the channel rules. If you don't know my channel rules, you can check in the description. The channel rules are in there, and being respectful to the mods is a channel rule. So, but yeah, so we make decisions, And sometimes it's comes down to, okay, I just don't have time to make a live video. Make a live stream. I don't have the environment. There's too many people. There's always noise, whatever. I can't make a live stream. And so, you know, if you can't do that, then you can't do that. You can look at other content that you can do. Oh yeah, I'm definitely strict. If you disrespect my mods, you're out. It's that simple. I choose my moderators carefully. I choose people I respect and who respect my community. And if you can't respect them, woof, gone. But yeah, it's one of these things. And I am strict, and it's just how it is. But yeah, so having these different, having the understanding of what your different decisions will do or change or make available to you, it's important. It's just like knowing that if you don't drink enough water each day, your body doesn't cope, you know? So you need to make the content, make sure you're consuming enough water so that your body can function. And it's the same. Oh, okay. That's right, Brandon. That's what I mean. I was like, I wasn't sure what was going on. I didn't know if you were being cheeky or being mean-spirited. Sometimes written text doesn't convey the tone behind it. And so sometimes I'm like, I'm not quite sure what's happening here. But that is cool. That is cool. That being funny is totally okay. Chantelle has a massive band hammer right behind her chair. Don't make her pull it out. Oh, Doug and I are talking about how, like, we want to get big foam blue wrenches. We've just got to work out where to get them from. Yeah, no, it's all cool, Brandon. It's cool. I got lost in the convo. Respect other people. Yeah, it is. It's just respect everybody. That's it. You just need to be, like, you don't have to agree with everybody, but you can disagree respectfully. Yeah, always get lost in the convo. It happens. What was I saying? What was I talking about before I got lost in the convo? Oh, understanding. It's all good. Understanding that the decisions that you make of your content on what you put up or don't put up, as long as you understand what it does. Like, I know full well live streaming predominantly only will slow the actual growth of the channel. I know that. Are you doing anything or not doing something on your channel that you know is slowing the growth of your channel? Let me know in the chat. Have you made a decision that that is making it so your channel growth is slow? The other thing that I do that has slowed the growth on my channels is I work for other creators. So my energy and time that I could be putting onto my channel, I'm putting somewhere else. And that's a decision that I've made. And I'm actually happy with that decision. I'm like, yep, okay. So I totally don't get as much time to, like, the reality is I could have all the time in the world. I probably still wouldn't make too many more VODs because I don't like making VOD with my face on it. But I understand it, and so I've used that time otherwise to earn income and to support other creators by helping out. So these are decisions that I've consciously made. So what are some decisions you've consciously made? I need to get Chantelle a giant band hammer to hang on her wall over the right shoulder. Would look awesome in the frame. Great conversations. It would be amazing. It would be amazing. Doug loves that. Do a voiceover like Dee just did. I'll definitely have to look at that one. I haven't watched his latest yet, so I'll definitely check that. Oh, no, here it is. You could always craft your own. Drying mats would work. Yeah, I was looking at, like, the potential of just cutting out a foam mat, but I want it to be the right blue. That's the trick. I want it to be the correct blue YouTube wrench. See, I'm being fussy. Thank you, Brandon. Appreciate that. Since I have other business obligations, I couldn't have the bandwidth if my channel went big time. And with my Fiberific channel, that was the reason I went live stream only, is I needed the hours for something else that had to do with the fact that my business, the actual business behind it, was growing. And so making these decisions changed things up. Like my channel trajectory was going really, really well. And then I was doing a VOD every week as well as a live stream every week. And then I just dropped it down to the live stream, and that gave me an entire day, like a full 12 hours back in to be able to utilize for other things. And then as that business, like as it changed and I had that time back again, I didn't actually bring the video back, which I mean to. I talk about it, I don't do it. Because I've gotten so used to live streaming only and not having to edit my face. That's what it is. Andrew says, I've been the face of a brand, and I can tell you the more renown you get isn't always the best. Do what you are comfortable with. And this is the decision I've made here. I love live streaming. I don't have the same hang-ups with live streaming. I don't know why. It makes no sense. I understand it makes no sense. But I am way more comfortable being live than I am on a pre-record. Definitely. Growing to Live is here. I also come here to learn. Thank you for always being transparent. My goal is that you guys can learn from both the positives and the negative decisions that I've made over the 8 years that I've been on YouTube. So some things I've done I'm really happy with, and I'm so glad I started live streaming way back when I started. It was hard because I didn't have the upload speed that I was told I had to have, and I had to jerry-rig things and jimmy things to make it work. You know, I didn't have the actual technology. I didn't have a computer that could do it properly, and I somehow made a Surface Pro 4 multicam live stream until it died in a screaming mess. It literally screamed when it died. And then we got it repaired, and now my daughter uses it for way less than what I was making it do. So it is definitely decisions that I've made. We go, I don't swear, and my content is not clickbait. I want it to be evergreen. That slows it down, not being controversial. Do you think not being controversial slows it down? I'm not sure if that does. You know, because I mean, you're doing legal content, so I would be making sure that you are focusing on making sure your content is searchable, because while it may not start off with a high trajectory, making sure that you are wording things in the way that laymen will word it. If you use legalese, people are never going to find it, because people aren't looking for tautology or any of that kind of stuff. They're looking for what do I do when someone sues me? You know, like you need to look at what the viewer is actually searching for and help it that way. So yeah. Now all you need to stream is an iPad, which is crazy thanks to streaming. I know, I didn't have it. They didn't exist. And I'm so glad they exist now, because you no longer need like a crazy heavy duty giant beast of, like, the tower we've got in the office is just this giant beast of a tower with crazy graphics cards on it and just all these things. It's just insanity. But now you can stream from a phone. It's all about sharing what you've done, good and bad. So, yeah, that's the whole goal of this channel. What have I done that worked? What have I done that didn't work? And then remembering that just because it didn't work or did work for me, you may need to tweak it up to make it work for you. Yeah, I definitely, I whipped that horse one too many times. I definitely did. I'm so behind the camera shooting all the time that the thought of going in front of the camera is a nope. And that's the thing, like you definitely can be doing voiceovers and doing other things. Like, it depends on your content, obviously, but I think that if you want to make content, you need to have some human element there. Otherwise, you're just going to be lost in the sea. Your personality needs to be in there. And as I've got a video there that's, you know, asking if YouTube is too saturated. And the thing I say at the end is that you need to put the U back in YouTube. And that's even more so relevant now with the AI coming in, where people are using decent AI voices and AI scripts, and you know they're doing virtual imagery. It's not them, it's not their face, it's just there's no part of humanity in some of those videos. Not all of them, obviously. Some people just use bits and pieces, but there are videos out there that has no humanity in them whatsoever. And I think that for me, I need to make sure that that's not the case. I need to make sure that my personality shows. And while I don't have my entire, every part of me here, you know, it's a framed version of me that I'm comfortable with sharing publicly. But if you met me in real life, you wouldn't be shocked like, oh my God, she's so different. You wouldn't be shocked. And that's kind of like what I do, is I make it so that it's not that way. My dog's losing his mind, and hang on guys, I've just got to go and check something. Do I have a Be Right Back screen set up here? I'm not sure if I do. I don't. I've just got to go and see what's going on. Hang on, I'll be back. The dog was going crazy at the courier. And I really need to, I've got a Be Right Back screen. Do you think I can find it? I've got an Amazon delivery. You get to see it first. I'm going to be testing out something. And I needed this to test it out. So, first thing first for you guys. Multicam streaming at that with the right apps. Yeah, so I was multicam streaming through OBS using a Surface Pro with a dodgy dongle. And the graphics on the Surface Pro wasn't coping because I was like, I'd bring up overlays, you know, I was making it work too hard, and it was my own fault that I killed it. Let me look here. Okay, so some people in the legal community are doing drinking streams and swearing. It's like, how do I put this? If I saw someone who was going to be potentially my lawyer acting like that in a public and intentionally public way, I don't think I'd hire them. Yeah, so is that working for them or not? Like it might be boosting their YouTube, but what's it doing to their business? So you only need an iPhone 5. Yeah, that's right. Absolutely. You don't even need current technology for it. I hear you. I think some in my same niche are incredibly rude in the comments, and the swearing is so over the top. Look, this is one of these things. YouTube says swearing's okay now, right? Doesn't mean I'm going to do it. And if you know me in real life, that'll probably be the thing that you notice, is how much I actually do swear. That will be probably something that surprises you. But I don't do it on YouTube. Not if I can. Not intentionally. Not intentionally. Woohoo, unboxing, life unboxing. Yeah, bring it on. Now I'm like, oh, I want to test it up. I want to test it. One huge home improvement channel I used to follow is so rude in live streams. I check back later to see if he deletes them. Really? Really? Gosh. Yeah, and I don't watch content like that. Like, I like to be part of a fun community that's lighthearted, and I don't mind a bit of swearing. It's whatever. But I don't, and I don't even care if they're swearing on their own channel. Like, as long as it's not taking away from their content, I don't care. But I just, like, there's a difference between swearing and being rude. Like, you know, I don't see the point in being rude to your community. I really don't. Doug says, I just got back from the kitchen and you were holding up the VXLR. Yeah. So, do you guys want the story of why I bought the VXLR? Let me know in the chat if you want the story of why I bought this. So, just let me know if you want me to go into it. Are there not rules about overtly drinking on stream? There are, but it's not that you won't get demonetized, but you'll be age gated. You'll be age gated to 18 plus. So, you know, but for that kind of content, they probably don't care if they're being age gated. I mean, the catch is if you are put into restricted mode, or at least that video is, or your channel is, for people to be able to find you, they have to actually be logged in and have and so that they can see. Oh, hello, Louis. Are you finished being noisy now? Goodness me, he's come back. So yeah, but yeah, so you'll be the problem is that you're going to restricted. People can only find you if they're logged into YouTube, and they have to be over 18. So yeah. Ike's been swearing for ages. There you go. Me too. The only time I swear is when my phone says ducking. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Yeah, I'm the same, Karen. I swear, but not in videos. And look, every now and again, something will slip out, and I try not to draw attention to it. It's like the whole mum thing. Like when my daughter was little, we didn't swear in the house. But now that she's like nearly 20, we're like, whatever. She's hearing worse at work. So yeah, on my flight from Bali to Singapore, I got upgraded to first class due to the youngster swearing the whole time. The hostess saw I got uncomfortable. Oh, there you go. Yeah, there's different levels of swearing, right? There totally is. I have no issue with mukbang channels. I don't watch them personally, but people love them. So, yeah, I don't have any issues with it. Different content for different people. I also don't watch Mr. Beast videos, so there's that too. I think that some of the content that, not necessarily Mr. Beast, but Mr. Beast style videos promotes, and I don't watch prank videos because of the same thing. I don't like that it promotes other people to do pranks on people. So, you know, I make the decision not to watch it myself, and therefore it no longer affects me. Yeah, I believe, but there is a grey area. Yes. You want the story? You want the story? Okay, so basically what happened was I was trawling the internet on Sunday, as I do. Sundays are my day to just veg and knit and craft on the couch with my feet up. I've worked all night. My stupid body still makes me get up at dumb o'clock in the morning, so I am tired and I can't go back to sleep. So I tend to throw YouTube up on the television and just catch up on all my videos. And there was this one creator who I will put the link in somewhere, but she has an audio, like a channel where she talks a lot about audio, and she was showing how on her Rodecaster her Rodecaster 2, Pro 2, how, you know, now we can connect our Rode wireless systems to it directly without needing cords and cables and what have you. You can just Bluetooth connect it. But it's only the Wireless Go 2 or the Wireless Go Me. So if you've got a previous wireless system or a different brand of wireless system, it won't work that way. So she showed a workaround which requires a VXLR and a 3.5mm TRS to TRS, which I already have, and any wireless system. And I happen to have the old Rode Links. Like I've got these guys. So these are the only wireless system that I have. Look how big they are. They're so chunky. But this is what I have. So there's my TRS to TRS all ready to go. And I just needed the VXLR to test it. So this is a, sorry about the crinkling and crunching. Get rid of that. Okay, so what this is, it's so that I can plug, I'm trying to show it to my other camera that's not even on. So it's a XLR connector that you can plug a 3.5mm into. So I can plug my 3.5mm into that so that it can go into an XLR input onto my Stream Deck. Rodecaster Pro. So that I can utilize this guy to turn this into wireless that I can use with my Rodecaster Pro without, like, I spent $30 instead of $280. So, because that's like Australian dollars they are. The wireless Go systems that would connect are $280. And this guy's just sitting here and he could fit in my pocket. And I can just plug a lav into it and just have the lav. I just want to test it out because it's all equipment that I have that I'm not utilizing because I can't connect it. So now hopefully, and she showed like the different settings you need to choose on your Rodecaster, but I can't think of a name off the top of my head, but I'll find the video and I'll share it in the community tab as well. The chunky Rodes. Yeah, these are the Rode Links. They use radio. They're on a radio frequency rather than Bluetooth. So technically, they are supposed to not get as much interference, and you can be further apart and things like that. So I don't know. Not that I can imagine I'm going to be too far away, but it should mean, and I'll test this, it should mean you should get clear audio while I'm in the kitchen making coffee, but you can't see me. So we'll see. It's a test. It was a test I was willing to spend like 25 or 30 bucks or whatever it was to get this little guy. So we'll see how it works out. You got to see it first here in the live stream. Let's have a look. The chunky road. Yep, the chunky roads. Oh, absolutely. I think that like Justin Brown uses this technique, and you can either buy like a little case that you can stick to, especially for dudes, you can stick to your chest, right? But what he does is he grabs like just a roll of gaff and creates this triangle and has the mic inside the triangle. So it's actually got protection on both sides because it's sandwiched in a triangle. Or he actually makes two triangles and sandwiches it together, then sticks it to his chest, and then his shirt can stick to that, and then it doesn't rustle, and then the actual mic is protected as well. So there's lots of options. Yeah, it's an old school wireless system, dudes. It's the old one. Does Rode even still sell these? I don't know. I tested them the other day. They still connect to each other, so that's a win. But we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, don't swear excessively around. Yeah, absolutely. There's a difference between dropping the occasional one word every now and again, but yeah. The Rode Wireless Go System 2 looks fantastic. It does. But I don't want to buy any new equipment right now, or at least, yes, she says, having purchased this. I don't want to buy any new equipment, but if I can buy little connectors and adapters to make my existing equipment do what I want it to do, I'll give that a whirl for sure. Let me look. Awesome solution. Size doesn't matter when it comes to the wireless mics as long as they work. Those are probably in the UHF 500 to 900. Yeah, look, I'm sure if I went to Rode's website, they would tell me somewhere. These actually have Made in Australia written on them. That's unexpected. Yeah, so I was looking at because like I was looking at different wireless, and I think I was originally looking for like how to connect, like say I think it was the DJI, because I was like, oh no, it was the newer have a wireless system out that is looking quite, decent for the price. And I was just like, yeah, but I'm not gonna be able to connect it to this and blah blah blah. I could with this. If this works, I can totally do it. So yeah, IRL streams absolutely could work in IRL streams for sure. And it also means that just say I wanted to use this wireless and then somebody else had the Go could still work for them. They could Bluetooth it in. Or what this lady does is, because she travels around doing podcasts and stuff, carrying everything is heavy, but she's got a pile of like little, Rode and DJI and all the different little wireless systems, handful of these and the little systems, and she's got a podcast for 4 people, rather than needing like microphone stands and big mics and the carry case, Rode could send a care package anytime. Look, if Rode sent me a care package, I would not be sad. I'll just say that. I would make so much content. I would actually make videos to show the amazing content, and I would put it on Instagram and as well. Yeah. Yeah, it's the Road Link. It's the original old school Road Link. So yeah, and it still works. So you know, I'm happy. I'm happy. Now, if I can get it to work through this, look. You know, I've already got this mic. I've got this mic. You know, I've got options, but I want more options. And this might actually solve a problem that you have. If you're using a duo and you're out and about doing real life interviews and things like that, and you don't want to have the big mics up, and because like that could also be a thing, right? You might be out and about doing IRL streaming and you want someone to sit down and talk to you, but then you have to get them to sit here and do this. You could be like, here, pop this on, and just hold this in your pocket, pop that on, we're good to go. So lots of options. Yeah, and that's the thing. I have a lot of gear. I have a lot of gear that I've had for a long time. Some of it no longer works. Some things that really tick me off that no longer work, like I've got the little Rode Mic Me. So the Rode Mic Me, it used to just plug into your phone. I've got the one with the 3.5mm jack. My phones don't have 3.5mm jacks anymore. I have to upgrade it to one with a USB-C. And I'm not going to, so I don't. Yeah. I'm laughing, Doug, because I can imagine there's multiple kinds of that you may get. But yeah, just that utilizing some of the stuff we have, you know, like I know, like I have a whole drawer here, right? Here's my little Rode Mic Me. Okay. This guy's a ginormous dead cat. This guy is fantastic. There is nothing wrong with this guy, except for the fact that I can no longer connect it to my phone easily. Now, sure, I can plug it into an adapter. Where's my adapter? Oh, I've pulled it off. It's not there. I usually have an adapter just hanging off at my desk. I could plug it into my adapter, but the charm of this was you could just plug it into your phone, then squish it, and that's it. It stayed on your phone, right? So I've got this perfectly good thing here that I can no longer use the way I used to use it. Now I have to come up with another solution because, you know, it's not rubbish yet. And then there's this guy that can go on my camera. Very similar. It's probably identical, actually. Let me just look at these. Oh no, they're different sizes. No, they look identical. They look identical. Yeah, I just need to get you an S10 and it'd be golden. Look, you know, hang on a second. There we go. It's got one. Boom. The case. Oh, the case is time to go for this. You know what? I think this is an this is an S7 Edge. I think it's my Edge. But yeah, it works. It worked. It used to work on this. And the other thing I've got is I've got a gimbal that is not suited for my bigger phone. So actually, I haven't tested it since look, let's just take that off for a second. Dun, 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 dun. Boom. Connect. Push it in. There we go. Look at that. Still connects. Woohoo! I have the video mic go with the 3.5mm cable with the dongle out the back. See, the issue I have, right, is I'm used to that sort of functionality. That just sitting there, just being awesome, hanging off the phone. You know, if you need it for, like, if you need to catch, you know, interview noise, face it the other way, whatever, right? Having the dongle means then I somehow need to affix it, or it just swings, you know, like, and it bothers me. It bothers me. So I do have to work out what it is. You know, I don't have, especially, like, I don't have a cage for my phone. If I had a cage, I should probably just get a cage for my phone. So what my actual daily driver with my pineapples, hello pineapples, my actual daily driver is a Pixel 7. And so I should probably just get a cage for the Pixel 7. Right? There you go. mobile light, tripod, selfie stick, and another Boya BYM1 mic that stays in my bag. Yep, that's the thing, isn't it? Like, let's just shut my audio drawers, right? We won't discuss what's sitting in there. Yeah, I need a mount. They need a mount to attach it. But it's perfectly good mic. And that's what I'm like, it's perfectly good. I don't want to throw it away. It's like I'm looking at our X-Trail. It's perfectly good except for the fact that it needs a new gearbox. You know, like, it's perfectly good. This is perfectly good except I can't connect it to my phone and have it, you know, do the thing that I want it to do. Anyway, what's a cage? So you can buy, it's basically like a phone cover, except it's got little things on it that you can attach, like 3.5 mil screw hole for like putting in like things that need like hot shoe mounts and stuff like that. If you just Google, is there another word for it? I always think of it as a cage, like camera cages and things like that. There might be another word for it for mobile. But there's things that you can buy that you just pop your mobile phone into, and then you can set your lights up on it. You can connect to a tripod. Like, it's just basically a case with all connection points on it. Yeah. But anyway, we digress. Welcome to Streaming with Chantelle, where we may start talking about one thing, but give it 3 minutes. Cage is correct, or a more basic phone mount. Yeah. Yeah, I think the cage is the one I'm thinking of. It's got a pile of options. iRig sell cages for most everything. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think that if I was to travel, it's not going to happen, but if I was to travel and I wanted to make content while I was away, what would be the ultimate setup would be a cage for my phone with a little, like one of my little lights on it. Maybe not this one, but something no bigger than that, right? With one of my little lights on it, and a microphone input, so something like this. Or if we're not talking about things I already have, a Rode Go-To system or something like that, that you can Bluetooth it to your phone, no problems at all. So, and then you would have a microphone, a great camera, some sort of tripod or mount or some way to put it down so that it can, be at a good height. So yeah, that's all you really need. I mean, if you're looking right now and you're thinking about buying a setup, Rode have this great setup that especially if you've got like the wireless Go-To, is it the wireless Go-To with the 2 transmitters? So it's not just the one transmitter, it's 2 transmitters, 1 receiver. The app that you can install now at this stage, it's iOS only, so I'm a bit like squinty eyes at Rode. Like, come on, where's the Android app? But you can set your phone up on a tripod in the middle of a table with you facing your guest. You both have your audio in, and it's recording both cameras. So you can record a 2-camera, 2 audio interview with your phone, out and about, mobile, pack it up, throw it in your pockets, phone in one pocket, microphones in the little case in another pocket, and you're done. I think that's the days of the big setups it's over, and you can totally make phenomenal content with a phone and some decent audio. Rode Capture, thank you, Doug. I knew it had a name. But at this stage, as far as I'm aware, it's iOS only, which my iPhone is this guy here. This is my iPhone. And he is, I don't know what he is. It's an iPhone 7, I think. Old iPhone. And its camera works fine. It's just old. So not nice and crispy. And because of the age of it, is it the 7 or the 10? I can't remember. Because of the age of it, I can't update a lot of apps now. It's being bricked, slowly being bricked. So I would definitely be making sure you've got one of the I think anything past a 10 would work fine, I think. Anyway, sidetracked. Oh yeah, see, I always automatically check small rig and newer. So much of my gear is small rig and newer because I love them. I'm great. And it was the newer microphones I was looking at to see if I could get them to do what I wanted them to do. And I'm like, I could totally make newer work. Oh, your cage is a small rig? There you go. Yeah, I've got like, I'm just looking around like that's newer, but it's connected to a small rig thing, and that's small rig. And the light stand up here is small rig. Like, I have a lot of small rig and newer stuff. Because and I remember having a great conversation with like a television crew, and they were talking about the differences between the gear that they use, like the cost of the gear that they use for like their lighting and things like that, versus what we can get away with. And the big difference is the gear that I use doesn't need to be thrown into the back of a van and driven halfway across the country and pulled out and expected to work perfectly. Mine gets to sit in a nice little room and just do its job, right? So I can use like Ulanzi, small rig, newer, and no issues. I don't need the big expensive brands because I'm not needing to transport them. I do believe buy as good a quality as you can afford, because then it's less chance that you'll need to replace it down the track. But if you can, like, I mean, and I think that there's cheap and nasty, and then there's inexpensive. Small rig, Ulanzi, and newer are inexpensive. They're not cheap and nasty because I want it to work. I want it to function exactly how it says on the packaging. I don't want to be having to connect it 27 times to make the silly thing work, like my headphones. Someone bought 5 coffees for the greatest co-host Doug could ever have. Wow, thank you, someone who did that. Hear that, Doug? Hear that, Doug? Oh dear. No, that's funny. But thank you for the coffee. I very much appreciate it. Let me just do the button.
Yes, it's coffee time. Coffee, 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 coffee. Cappuccino. Java. Yes.
Yay. Doug says I've got all the popular brands. Yeah, look, I look around and I just use what works. I think with audio, I'm a little bit brand. It does seem like I would assume it was Michael. But I don't know. I look around and other than my audio, which I am very Rode centric, I do have a Shure PG58, which was the first mic that I bought, but I bought it for a different purpose, so it's different. So I do have like that, but I think other than my Boya Lav mics, everything else I have is Rode. So I have a Rode NTG, a Rode pod mic. These guys are Rode. This is Rode. Checking what else I've got. I've got a Rode AI1 audio interface in the drawer as my backup. I've got my Rodecaster Pro 2. So yeah, just heaps of Rode. And the reason I go with Rode is they're solid. They've got great reputation and they work. You know, and they're Aussie. They're Aussie based. So like YouTubers could actually sit down and go 100% Australian only. They could go, not with live streaming. I don't think we'd have any live stream companies that are Australian. But no, vMix. There you go. vMix is Australian. They're like 20 minutes down the road. vMix for live streaming, but obviously you'll have to be on Windows. Blackmagic, DaVinci Resolve for editing. That's Australian. Envato Elements is Australian. Canva is Australian. Rode is Australian. We've got options. I mean, some of them you need some money for. Like if you want Blackmagic red cameras, you're going to be paying for that. But anyway, oh, it was Michael. We thought it was you, Michael. Thank you so much for the coffees. We thought it was you. On that note, everybody, it is time for me to go. I got to go and pack my bags and get ready for my trip. Although first thing I'm going to do is just quickly test to see if this works, because it'll bug me. I'm away for a week. I know it's sitting on my desk. I have to just plug it in and give it a go. I will see you all here next week, next Monday. And I hope you have a fantastic week. Please try something new on your channel. Oh, Invada's getting sold. That's annoying. Anyway, please try something on your channel that you haven't done. If you haven't been putting community posts up, add a community post. Livestream Consultant says test it live. I don't know if I want to test it live. Should I test it live? Let me know in the chat. If I'm going to test it anyway, let me know if you want to test it live. I will test it live. I need to dig out a lav mic, but I will do. Thank you for another. Have an awesome vacation. Thank you. I will. I'm going off to the beach. All right. No, as long as it's not bending spoons. Luckily, StreamYard's not in the chat anymore. At least I assume they're not. Yeah, I might like those of you that don't want to stick around for the live test of the audio. Don't stick around. But if you do want to stick around, I'm gonna plug it in and I'm gonna test it. Okay. So I need a live mic. Hello, little live mic. Where are you? Alrighty, I'm like going all the road to the road, just disentangling this. I'm testing it live. That's what live streams are about. Well, that's what we do here. We normally test lots of stuff live. I didn't think you guys would want to, because what if it's real? Like, what if the audio is terrible, and it's just like dodgy brothers? Which one are you? Right. In. Alrighty. I just clip this to my shirt. Alrighty. And then I need the TRS to TRS. That's you. That gets from there to there. Power on. Double check they're on the same channels. They're connecting. And they've connected to each other. Alrighty, so now channel 2 is muted. It's plugged in. Okay. I mean, you're right, Michael. You're right. But I also don't know if the batteries need refreshing and things like that. Okay. I'm going to switch off this mic and put on the other one. Okay. Mute that. Oh, hang on. I just need to add its. Oh. I think I need to turn some power on for that channel. Thanks, Doug. it's beyond me. I think it's beyond me right now. I think I need to sit down and actually set up the mixer. So, yeah, and me and the Rodecaster aren't the best friends. My headset mic has that adapter to work. Oh, so it definitely works. So that's good. I just need to get it to not be a... So that's a mic. My thing is, it's saying that the input 2, the input 2 is a while like is set up for Bluetooth, and I don't want it to be Bluetooth. Actually, who was it said this? Unplug your main mic. Actually, that's a great idea because I'm not using my pod mic, so I'll just cancel. Okay, so I want that to be... Are you working? All right, let's see. That's it. Alrighty, let's have a look here. Okay. That's picking up something. All right, I'm just turning down the other microphone. How's that looking? Alrighty. How's that? Yeah, I've fixed the gain. Yeah, because it was crazy. It was like red. But it was because it was set up for pod mic rather than is it still distorting? Let me know if it's still up a bit or down a bit. I just turned it down. All right. I'll wait a second and you can tell me if it's better if I go up or down. Because I'm just sitting here where I was sitting before. It's working well. Up a bit. All right. Oh, hang on. I might want to move my slider up as well. So how's that? Is that better? There we go. So I've got it set up a little more. Okay, so I'm at alrighty, I've just bumped it up a little bit more, tiny bit more. All right, we'll see how that goes. And then I'll have to like write down these settings because I don't want it on this channel because it's my pod mic channel. I want to put it back to the pod mic. But it's amazing that it was just like plug it in, choose line in, set your dB, and you're good to go, which was exactly the instructions. Whereas for some reason, the channel I want to put it in is like, no, we want a Bluetooth connection. Which means I can pop this guy in my pocket and I can just walk off. So I'm going to walk off for a second. I can't watch the chat, but I'm going to walk off for a second, and I'll come back, and we'll see how far we can get. I'm going to walk all the way to my kitchen. Hello, Tibbles. Meow, meow, meow. Here you go. I'm still live streaming, honey. I'm just testing a wireless mic by walking away from my office. It's like, right. Okay, I'm coming back. All right, how did that go? I went through to my kitchen. I talked to my cat. I talked to my husband. I'm back. And the kitchen was still clear. Oh, that's cool. Well, that's through 3 walls as well. So that worked. Test done. You guys are champions. Thanks for letting me test with you live. And I'm super happy. I now have a wireless live streaming mic if I want. So that's so cool. And I get to utilize something that I've had in my drawer for ages and I haven't been able to use that much because I don't, run and gun. So with a little $30 connector, and the lady suggested a $6 one, but I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to get the Rode one. But yeah, winning. I'm so happy. Thank you all so much for. I'm going to listen back to the live at the end here and just have a listen to see how it went. But thank you all so much for letting me test this live. Perhaps Tibbles can fill in for you while you're on vacation. I mean, I don't want him on my desk. Like, you don't know Tibbles. Just put on the phone. I don't have one for this guy. I'll have to get one. He's done. Because he normally gets taped inside of a shirt. So I don't have a dead cat for this one. I wonder if one of the ones of my... Let me just check. There's a Boyer. That's an empty Boyer box. There's nothing in there. Is there... No, because I normally strip them off. No, I'll have to have a look. Oh, Doug's going to jump in. There you go, Doug. You can just stream from StreamYard onto my channel. But I'll be back next week. I'll be back in time for Monday's stream. All right, you guys, have an awesome week. Thank you so much for helping me troubleshoot this. And whoever suggested, I think it was Livestream Consultants, whoever suggested just to put it in the PodMic channel, champion. Thanks so much, and I'll see you all next week. Bye now. I might even have a 10. No, I won't. No 10s.